So you're looking to kickstart a career in finance or accounting, and you're seeing all these different certifications, right? It can get a little overwhelming. Today, we're going to zero in on one that could be the perfect starting point for you, the FMA. Let's map out exactly what you need to know about this valuable certificate.
All right, first things first. What in the world is FMAA? Let's crack this acronym open and see what it's really all about.
FMA stands for Financial and Managerial Accounting Associate. Think of it as a foundational certificate, one that proves you've got a solid handle on the essential principles that every single accounting pro needs. It's basically your first official stamp of approval in the finance world. Now, here's something super important. With any professional certificate, you've got to ask, who's backing it up? The credibility of the organization behind it is what gives it real value out in the job market. So who's behind the FMA? Well, the FMMA is issued by two absolute heavyweights in the industry, the Institute of Management Accountants, better known as the IMA, and their certification arm, the ICMA. Because these guys are recognized all over the globe, the FMMA isn't just a piece of paper. It's a credential that employers everywhere respect. So what's the whole point of the exam? This quote gets right to the heart of it. It's all about assessing your proficiency. See, this isn't about just memorizing a bunch of definitions. It's about showing that you can actually apply these core accounting and finance ideas in a real business setting. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's break down the exam itself. Understanding the format and what's coming is your first big step to building a winning study plan. So the exam itself is made up of 80 multiple-choice questions. It's a pretty straightforward format, which is great because it lets them test you in a whole range of topics pretty efficiently. And to answer those 80 questions, you get a solid 2 hours. Now, if you do the quick math on that, it comes out to about a minute and a half per question. That means you've got to be sharp and manage your time well. It's definitely a skill you'll want to practice. All right, pay close attention here because this donut chart is basically your strategic guide to studying. Just look at the weights. General accounting and financial statement analysis together, they make up half the exam, a full 50%. Then you've got planning and budgeting and cost management, each at 20%, and finally professional ethics at 10%. This tells you exactly where you need to focus most of your energy. So we've looked at the percentages, but what are the actual skills and concepts you're going to master? Let's take a peek at the core knowledge you'll walk away with. At the absolute heart of the FMAA is the accounting cycle. These 8 steps are the lifeblood of any business's financial reporting. It's the whole process, from spotting a single transaction all the way to creating the final financial statements. You've got to know this cycle inside and out. It's non-negotiable. And this slide gives you a perfect little snapshot of that cycle in action. Over on the left, you see the general journal. That's where a transaction first gets written down. Then, on the right, you have the ledger, where all those entries get sorted by account. The FMAA exam is going to test your ability to take a business event and translate it into these formal, precise records. And here's another crucial point. This certificate covers both sides of the accounting coin. You'll understand financial accounting, which is all about creating reports like an income statement for people outside the company, like investors or banks. But you'll also dive deep into management accounting, which is about using all that financial info inside the company to make smarter business decisions. Okay, so we've covered the what, the who, and the how. But now we get to the most important question of all. What does this actually mean for you and for your career? Look, earning the FMAA sends a really clear, powerful message to employers. It proves you understand the core principles. It proves you can handle the day-to-day work of recording and analyzing transactions. It proves you can prepare and actually make sense of financial statements. And, super importantly, it shows you're committed to high ethical standards. It's the whole package. So, as we wrap this up, I'm going to leave you with this thought. By proving you're proficient in all these fundamental areas, you're not just getting a certificate, you're really building a launchpad for your career. So the question is the FMA the right credential to get you off the ground? The roadmap is officially in your hand.